Sat Sri Akal, everyone. Many a times this question must have arisen in your mind, and it has arisen in my mind too, that why there exists a lot of pain, suffering, and discomfort in our life. Now, I'm not talking about the discomfort which is put upon you by, you say, fate or by your luck. I'm talking about the discomfort which arises in our day to day life. Why do we feel? Why discomfort or pain or suffering exists at all? Now, I usually don't support the use of the concept of God in many of the spiritual things. But even if there is God or there is no God, it has nothing to do with discomfort. I am clearly saying to you, God or the concept of God, if it exists, it should be above the feeling of comfort or discomfort. It should be above the concept of pain or pleasure. God or the existence have nothing to do with discomfort or comfort. The main purpose of discomfort and suffering in our life is just to make us grow. You see, whenever you are in comfort, whenever is life going smoothly, do you ever remember God? Are you ever in gratitude? Do you ever feel about any superpower, any supreme being when you yourself are in comfort? No. Most of us, and it is not a thing to be ashamed of, or it is not something bad. It is our nature. We should be totally accepting of whatever our true nature is, because then only we can grow in life. If we keep rejecting our nature, if we keep rejecting our lust, if we keep rejecting our sexuality, all the things which we feel as taboo, how can we grow? How can we transform them? First, we have to leave this thing of rejecting ourselves. Accept yourself fully, and then see what is wrong or right, what is morality. All this thing is of another video. First, I would like to discuss the topic of discomfort. Whenever discomfort or suffering is in our life, we are more awake, we are more aware, we are more ready to observe our surroundings. The discomfort or the suffering of life makes us more aware, and that awareness is the key of self transformation. Whenever one is under comfort, whenever is feeling pleasure, he is not aware. And if you see that if a person who has been feeling comfort for whole of his life, when everything is pre-decided for him, everything he doesn't have to even bother to think about that. Everything is ready for him. I tell you, his life would just be a mechanical life. Suffering gives meaning to our action. Suffering is the only thing because of which we get aware of the pleasures we are feeling. So we should not see suffering as something which God has given us. Don't bring the concept of God into this suffering thing. It's just illogical, because suffering is just important to make you aware, bring awareness in you, to make you awake towards life. Comfort makes you asleep, and comfort makes you unconscious about life. If you want to feel conscious about something, you have to accept the pain, the pleasure, the discomfort which comes along it, because that's the only thing which makes you aware about it. Observe this. If there's no headache, if there's no stomach ache, would you ever be conscious about your head or your stomach? Just try to observe this, that when there is no headache, when there is no cold and cough, when there is no stomach ache, are you ever conscious about your head or conscious about your nose or conscious about your stomach? This discomfort and suffering makes us conscious about things. This is why every symptom of every big disease is a discomfort, because it makes you aware that something is wrong there. Seeking comfort, seeking pleasure, seeking non suffering are just the ways of the mind to keep you asleep, to keep you unaware. Because whenever you are aware, you start questioning, you start investigating, you start looking for things. And that is the thing which your mind fears the most, because it stands on an illusion. Your mind, your thoughts, your thinking, your tensions, everything is just an illusion which stands upon your unawareness. And the pain, the suffering, the discomfort, they makes you awake and then make you look for things, make you investigate things, make you aware about things, so you can look up and just realize that all that has been the foundation of the mind is just an illusion, and at the last the mind has been an illusion. And then you truly live with your pain. That is the place where comfort and discomfort both escape, both don't exist. Then you live what you truly would say in reality. So, whenever discomfort, suffering, or pain enters your life, you feel pain, discomfort, or suffering, just try to be more aware at that point. Maybe that becomes your great way towards eternal awareness. I hope I am able to convey the right message to you.